Hello, hello. Welcome to July's Patreon listening party. So I'm going to be going through your requests from the Patreon post. I'm going to try to spend less time on the first few songs as I usually do so I can get to everyone's request today. So I'm just going to jump right in. No more preamble. Let's do this. Hi to everyone on the stream. I see you. Okay, cool. All right, let's start with Ryan TV's request. Steppin Out by Joe Jackson. He said this would hit the spot. All right, let's see if you're right, Ryan. Wait a sec. What's that from? Is this the original song? It's the original? It's so iconic. Flat six. I'm tired of the flat six in my life, though. Bob. Listen to how he took the piano chords and made a melody out of them. Or maybe it's the other way around. Rubens never heard this? Exactly, Kai. Can't immediately play this. There's a few points I'd have to learn. But I do know there's flat six action all over the place. Where is my sustain pedal? Pax is sleeping on it.
Excuse me. Can I have this? Thank you.
Okay. Pax is doing so well. He's fine. He's completely recovered. He's just like growing back hair on his little shaved areas, and but he's doing good. We're keeping him much more hydrated, and there's now 4 litter boxes in the house, so he's got lots of choices, and he's having a great time. Milo actually had the zoomies in one of them. It was totally clean, but she just was like, you know, having one of those Psycho Kitty nights, and she jumped in the litter box and was like, and just like litter everywhere. It was the cutest thing. Okay, anyway, Steppin' Out by Joe Jackson. Yeah, so I feel like this is a song that most of us have heard and know somehow in our cells, but maybe didn't know that it was this song, what it was called, or even how the rest of it went. Like that, those chords I knew. Definitely got lots of cool mode mixture and some jazzy things happening. But there's this like kind of schmaltzy 7th chord thing, like da, like da, 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 that kind of thing. But then it changes, and I'm not sure what that chord is like off the top of my head. Then it goes dun, dun. Sorry, this is a tough key for me. There's some flat 6 stuff in there, but there's also in the verse there was a big old flat 6 chord. A lot of the Super Mario cadence things like that, which is also mode mixture. Reminder, mode mixture is when you basically take chords from one scale and put them into a song that has a different scale or key or whatever. It's just sort of like mixing chords that don't normally belong together in any given scale. And so it sounds amazing because it just get all this, it's so colorful. You know, it's not bland, and it creates exciting melodies with chromatic moments, half step movements, and like surprises, and it's so rich. It's such a good sound. Yeah, that's fun. That's a great way to start. I love it. Okay, Steppin' Out. And then, but yeah, did you know, I mean, I was kind of talking over the song. We've noticed how that they took the chords, da da, and then the melody followed those chords, da 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 da. Sorry. Let me silence my phone. I forgot to do that. And we don't know which one came first, but it's just a cool like thing to be aware of if you write music. Like sometimes a melody will come out of your chords like that, like the top note maybe of the chords that you write. But also, if not, you could like have chords that move at the same time as your melody, as long as your melody doesn't move super fast, right? Because that's part of what made that work, is just the rate at which the notes were changing, supported chord movement. Little program drum beat. Cool. All right, let's move on. I'm going to go let's do Dylan Milano's request. Broadcast. I Want to Be Fine. Okay. Me too.
The tree is full of new leaves, offering green tears to the air, to be picked and split, the tell of green and what's fair and unfair. And between the twigs, cassette tape drapes, his silent songs let melody loose in layers of heartache. Trees are full of new leaves, offering green tears. Trees are full of new leaves.
I should have guessed when this was released.
Offering green tears. Holy song of all the words he sung. Oh, let this one song he sung be about me. And I was ashamed of my green eyes. I cried and I moaned for blue like hers. I wish the black dog's eye was not with me day and night. I spat apple pips back of the soil, brushed her down with the bites of my heel, and wished for another colour to spoil, to reveal. Trees are full of new leaves, offering on the playing fields. The wind bends a billion blades to sheets of silver. They buckle, then stand straight. And for another summer, green pours back in onto my plate. And I grieve without another tear. To new way to see myself for another year. Holy song of all the words he sung. Oh, let this one song he sung be about me. I wanna be fine, I wanna be crying, I don't wanna be fine, I wanna be fine, I wanna be fine, I wanna be crying, I don't wanna be. Trees are full of new leaves, offering green tears. Trees are full of new leaves, offering green tears.
Wow, that was so beautiful. I'm sorry, it linked to the whole album, so it started to play the next track. Before I say anything about the actual music, I just wanted to confirm this song was written and recorded as a demo between 2006 and 2009 by this band, Broadcast, from the UK. And then it was released last year. But this songwriter and the singer, Trish Keenan, she passed away in 2011. So this was released posthumously. She died of swine flu on tour in Australia. That is so random. So sad. She was only 42. But yeah, I was surprised to see that it was recorded in, not in the 60s or 70s, because that's how it sounds. But it's clearly done in that style. But yeah, it's got that like dreamy, there's multiple trackings of her voice to give it that like soft, pillowy sound, silvery kind of, effect. And that really delicate finger-picked guitar. It's so simple. That's all it is, right? Guitar and voice. That's all you need sometimes. And this one also had lots of cool harmonic twists and turns, and really cool. The I wanna, what was it? I wanna be the color to spoil. I wanna be fine. I wanna be fine. I wanna be crying. I don't wanna be fine. I wanna be fine. I wanna be fine. I wanna be crying. I don't wanna be. So this, it's such a cool melody, the way it moves so much. And it has this repetitive pattern, da, da, da. And then the low note, the da or the da, it depends on what she's doing. It's like one of 3 different notes that she picks, and they're all gorgeous in different ways. And then crying, I don't wanna, but there's lots of jumps. But the chords are, it's called a chromatic mediant. In this case, it's these 2 major chords, and they're separated by a third. So it creates this just beautiful sound. Nine Inch Nails music has a lot of this, so you might recognize it, that feeling from that. But you can kind of hear how she deals with that in her melody. Major. Yeah, so she avoids the note that would clash from this chord when she sings this chord. So she just kind of moves to something nearby instinctively. I'm sure it's not like a theoretical thing. But wow, that's so cool. And yeah. Wow, that was such an interesting suggestion. Thank you. Okay, Humsa requested Failure. Headstand. Okay, I'm vaguely familiar with Failure. One of my students, patrons, Andrew, knows Failure. I think it's rock. Yeah. Sounds so dry in comparison to all that reverb. Listen to the octaves in the voice. Like they're kind of spread. Of course. Don't we all? I like the sound of this part. Whoa. Okay, I'm sure y'all all heard something was kind of dissonant or strange about the harmony. I'm not 100% sure what was going on, except that I don't believe it's microtonal. It just sounded like the song and that guitar line, the plucked, kind of bell like, were not in the same key. And I wouldn't even necessarily say that like one was in a certain key and the other was in a certain key, and there were a lot of moments where whatever was playing in the rest of the song and whatever note the guitarist chose sounded extremely dissonant, which makes me think that there were probably lots of moments where the guitar was like one semitone, a half step or a minor second, this away from something else in the song. But if that happens every so often, it's not going to sound weird because there are semitones in the major key or in the minor key. Semitones aren't inherently going to sound wrong, but if there's more than we're used to and they're happening in strategic places, they can start to sound like it's like your ear doesn't know which one is right, as if one of them does sound right and the other sounds wrong. Like they're, and the voice at the end was singing a half step away from what the guitar was doing in a way that sounded incredibly dissonant, to the point where I was like, I bet you this is hard to perform live, because if I were singing this and I heard that guitar note right next to where I need to sing, I would get it would be hard to not get swayed and sing what the guitar was playing, you know? So yeah, it didn't start out that way. It got more and more, it started to fall apart in that way harmonically more and more as we got through the song. So I imagine that was an intentional thing, to kind of have it devolve. But yeah, it was like, it was haunting and beautiful, but also quite uncomfortable at times for me to listen to. But with anything, if I just listened to it over and over again, I would start to get used to and understand what they were doing better. But yeah, first listen, it's like, whoa, like why did you choose that? You know, what was the intention behind this? And, you know, to have these two things sound so opposed, essentially. But I'm sure there's a purpose. Yeah. Crazy. But yeah, I love the sound of the chorus. There was like just some depth to it, that the verse was very dry and kind of minimal, and then the verse had this like size. And I haven't listened to much Failure, so like I don't know if this is a thing of theirs, but like just the tone of the bass against, like, I'm not sure if it was just sort of a wash. There was just this really cool feeling hearing that. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Next is Rob, you know him as Satcom Demon in Discord, his request, which is Zeal and Ardor, Death to the Holy. Okay, so this will be like a lullaby.
Of the weakest, gather the wolves of the north, the flies of the east, the birds of the south, the snakes of the west. Death to the holy. Death to the holy. Who have my name? Who dare utter the word again? Who can only be washed in rain when the holy will cry in pain? First side of a business, we can the best off of another young witness. Be the witness. The resilient spoils of the weakest, the wolves of the north, the flies of the east, the birds of the south, the snakes of the west. Death to the holy. Death to the holy. through the holy.
What? Okay, I was trying to put my finger on what the genre of this, like, this part, you know, was. And I was like, okay, I just couldn't think of the words. So I looked up the band, and here's an overview that I think nails it. The band mixes sounds of African American spirituals with black metal. That is a combo I don't think I have ever heard. The piano, man, that's low. If they down-tuned to B flat, man, the piano sounds so biting down there, and it actually really works, I think, with the metal. It sounded, sorry, my brain, because it's so rhythmic and like funky here. You know, the syncopation, like da, 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 da. It's just really, really like staccato and stuff. And then the middle.
The snakes of the west, death through the holy.
But that's not the full. This is the drop. Right, with everything, you know, and that sounds really huge. And is that a kick drum? Okay, so the kick drum is going with the guitar, right? Is it doing da-da-da-da-da? Yes, it is. Okay, so I got a double bass pedal and there. What is that? Is that like 30 seconds? Okay, so this is quarters, eighths, sixteenths, 30-second notes. Damn, that's fast. I can't even do it with my mouth. Oh yeah, and there's the claps too, right? Because okay, cool. That is really cool. There's not a lot of comments on this video, but there's a lot of religious stuff in the comments. I wasn't really thinking about that. What were they singing about? I'm guessing it was something that offended a population of people, because there's some arguing that down there. Good art makes you think, makes you feel stuff, you know, gets the conversation going. That was cool. I liked this combo. I generally like the sound of genres coming together in ways you would never expect. And I think we should have more really low octave piano in metal. You know? Like, yeah. I mean, piano sounds like... Piano can sound... See, that sounds muddy, that power chord, but up here it sounds good. I think that sounds awesome, right? It sounds like it could bite your head off down there. Cool. Amazing. Thanks, Rob. Okay, next up is Draconium's request, which is Clark. Slap drones. Ooh. Electronic music. Music. I don't care how weird it gets, just something about that 4 on the floor. Woo! that was incredible. Oh my God. I have no idea how he made anything. Like, I was like, okay, is he sampling? Is he playing stuff on MIDI? Is he like, like what's happening here? And I don't know. Like, and I love that I don't know. It does sound like there's a lot of sampled stuff, but there's also stuff that I could easily see being generated, in a DAW, like, or on a synthesizer. I don't have the ear yet to detect like modular specific things. So I don't know, maybe that's also in play, but I love when electronic music, you can tell that it's you can tell that it's electronic and there's something very synthetic about it. But then there are also elements that are very organic, and they feel they're so alive, and they have either seemingly like the level of randomness and unpredictability of an organism. John Hopkins nails this all the time. So you get this beautiful marriage. It feels kind of like a cyborg. It's yeah, I guess so. But that kick and the consistency of that kick, right? With the sort of janky, maybe sampled, I don't know, like other percussive noises that are kind of accenting things, and they're coming in sort of fairly reliably, but they're just like a little off, a little janky, and then this like sort of fluttery, like, or like a, where the rate's kind of changing, and the way he was panning things, like it's just so like evocative, immersive, all those fun words. And it kept me so engaged, because I was constantly like, oh, never just like, couldn't let my guard down for a second. There was always something happening, some ear candy, something unexpected coming in, or the energy suddenly falling when I didn't expect. There was no, where you're like, okay, I know the beat's gonna drop now. There's so few conventions, I felt. I think there's a word for that. It's called unconventional. I don't know if I've heard Clark's music before. It's possible, and I just didn't realize it, but I am sold, and I want to hear more for reals. That was so cool. Thank you, Draconium. Wow. Okay. Next is Leanne's request. Primitive Man extended mix by Ruby Blue. This is the only one I can find on YouTube. There is no version from the artist of this mix. Oh, this is far better than the single mix. Okay, cool. No problem.
Bob, get back to nature, get back to the land, and walk in the forest like a primitive man. Through hours parting from life's travails, we go walk, follow the trail. Found his spoor and we cut his track, and we spotted a buck with a 6-point rack. Tracked that fellow through the afternoon, till Bob turned to me and said, turn back soon. I said, Bob, we ain't getting no deer today. That's not why we came anyway. But to get back to nature, get back to the land, hunt in the forest like a primitive man. Oh, primitive man.
This is from 1990. Wow, sounds so timeless. Okay, now it sounds like 1990. That's a cool drum beat. face.
Sun going down as we followed the stream. Two men walking in a primitive dream. Rounded the bend and just out of luck. Head down drinking as a 6-point buck. Freed my rifle and my aim was good. But looks down and he dropped where he stood. Two men hunting in the afternoon. Gotta dress out the deer, gotta walk out soon. So
What's
I
that called?
freed
Double
my
stops?
life. I got to work.
When the violinist plays 2 notes at once.
And around his neck was a silken cord with a little ring on it that I'd seen before.
Yeah.
Said to him, Bob, as I raised my knife, I believe I gave that ring to my wife.
Yeah, when the toms come in, the Peter Gabriel.
To keep still and cover your track. You got to move forward when you can't turn back. Drink at night from a quiet stream. One man running from a ruined dream. And away from the home that he can't see again. Running in the forest because of the king. To live off nature, live off the land. Free from the hunters like a primitive man.
I feel you. Sometimes I just want to run away from the forest. I love how they use that open fifth for the primitive man, because it does sound so ancient, I think. That, the reason for that, I think. Gregorian chant. Also the harmonic series of the universe. On the toms. That sounds good. They really like to put chorus effects on fretless basses. That was a thing, wasn't it? Nice little backing vocal here. Bananas. Okay, so that was in Dorian, which is a very folky scale. See, it just, that interval, like, especially if you just stack them all up. It just sounds, it's always sounded very ancient. It's the interval they used when Atreyu walks through the gates of being judged. I forget what those are, those golden soul judging gates. You know, just, and Gregorian chant. Sorry, there we go. No tritones. No. And, you know, Alison Chains use a lot of this kind of harmony. It's so strong. And I feel like it's a perfect interval for primitive man. Other than that, though, it was all like 3-part harmony. And at least 3-part harmony. It's rich chords, major, minor chords, following the entire, you know, melodic line. So great arranging on that front. Sounded really good, all the blending. Yeah, very Peter Gabriel kind of... I mean, he likes kind of interesting timings as well as lots of like world drums, right? So this one definitely changed up the timing. There were moments where it was kind of like in 6, but not like 6/8. It had a very like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, like 4 and 2, I should say. Didn't have that like lilt of being in 3. It was more like 4 and 2. and then moments where I think they cut something in half even further. And then there was maybe the chorus was in 4/4. But they never, the drummer never just went like, I'm just gonna, you know, it was always something with a lot of syncopation, a lot of toms and stuff. Really only like one clap on either the 2 or the 4 or whatever it might be, depending on the time signature. So never giving you that, the satisfaction of the accent on the 2 and the 4. I really love drums like that. My song Silver Screening does that. It sounds really cool because you sort of get the benefit of what the snare or clap does, which is to sort of offset the downbeat. So you kind of, it orients you and gives you a nice accent, but it also orients you within a measure. Kind of tells you like where you are. So if you offset the snare to some other beat or you even syncopate it, then you have a higher chance of sort of throwing someone's sense of timing, which is fun. That's great. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying it has a lot of sway. But if you only give them one of those accents and let the rest of the measures sort of simmer, I think it feels really cool. Like sort of like you took a step forward, then you kind of sat down. It has this feeling like you can't quite get somewhere. I love it. I think it's one of the coolest things. Whenever I hear a song do that, I'm always like, yes, because it's not super common, but it's fantastic. So you should do it. Okay. Primitive Man. Next is Christian's request. So how do I say this? IAMX. I come with knives. IAMX. IAMX. That's what I think, right?
Kinder und Sterne küssen und verlieren sich, greifen
Wow.
leise meine Hand und führen mich. Traumgötter brachten mich in eine Landschaft, Schmetterlinge flatterten durch meine Seele. Kinder und Sterne küssen und verlieren sich, greifen leise meine Hand und führen mich. Die Traumgötter brachten mich in eine Landschaft in der Mitternacht.
Ooh, the snares are off of that drum. And what's this? Dulcimer? Zither. I need a zither now. Wow, that's really changed. sounds. There were moments where it kind of reminded me of Muse and maybe some other genres. Like the distorted British vocal of like, I can't think. I want to say something like Modest Mouse or like a. I don't know the names of these bands, but they're like anyway. But the beginning and this middle part and part whatever, halftime more electronic based with the sort of creepy German girl. It really it was like all of a sudden I realized I was like, oh, I'm in a rock song, but it didn't start that way at all. So that was cool. And also it was up tempo and like, and double time, so to speak, of what the first part was. So that's always a cool feeling. I really love it when songs play with that feeling. And yeah, I think it was mostly minor, but there we go. Come with knives. Minor 4. Come with knives. Flat 6. So good and really distorted on that. It sounded really angry and threatening. It was perfect. That was cool. I think I've gotten lots of requests for IAMX just in general on my YouTube videos. People are like, you should so you're right. You guys are right. I should listen to more of this band. Before I move to the next song, I see in my recommended section that there's a playlist called Electronic Music and it has one of my songs on it. So I have to see who made it and what's on it. Hang on. Okay, so they put Your God on it. Oh my God, the quality of the graphic is terrible. It's not. They took it from the, like, the topic that gets released when you put something on a streaming platform and send it to YouTube. Or maybe it's. Oh no, it was just the quality of the video was on 360 for some reason. Cool. Look at all those cool songs. Is it one of you guys? Did one of you make this? There's a bunch of songs on here that I've already listened to. Did maybe you make this during the playlisting party? Maybe that's what it's from? The Black Queen, Maybe We Should. Alee Gert's Dance Bitch, Rick and Morty song. More Black Queen. John Hopkins, Collider Live. Yes, more of the Black Queen, lots of everything in its right place. More of the Black Queen. Heartbeats by the Knife. I don't know that one or that one. Burial, Unite. James Blake, Limit to Your Love. Cool. All right, well, whoever made this, thank you. That's so awesome. Okay. Can I save this playlist? Because it sounds good. I should listen to this. All right. Next up is Apolemian's request. Helms, Alee, Meats and Milks. Oh boy. Nope, that's Your God, but thank you. Okay. Here we go. That's incredible. Love this kind of music. It's kind of, is it droney? Is it like, I mean, it's incredibly slow. I love that. Just the slower drums are, often the bigger they feel to me. It's just massive. Like it's almost as if they're slow, it's like I imagine that their size is so large and that whoever's playing them is so large that it takes time to like hit them or something. You know, I don't know. That's just the hypothesis of like, why do they feel so big, even if they're not louder whatsoever? Just the space in between them makes it seem bigger. It's an interesting thought. Killer guitar. Really nice. They've got this sort of this going on, like while they change the main note, like so that's our home, our tonal center. And this chord is major. And then this one didn't really have equality, but this one was defined as major by the voice and by the lead guitar. So you got some mode mixture. And of course, this is all lush and pretty. I'm playing on the piano, whatever. But that's essentially what's kind of happening harmonically. But I really loved hearing the, like, when it would kind of go down there. It's just so pretty. They could have kept going. I don't know if they did that or if I just made that up. Yeah, incredible. So well recorded and mixed too. Very tasteful production, in my opinion. Never did I have a moment where I was like, oh, I didn't, you know, it was just like everything just worked so well. It's such a satisfying, huge experience to listen to something where everything's placed just, you know, of course, it's all a matter of taste, but still, it feels good. Next is Eric Wonderly's request. Karnivool Drone, speaking of drones, he said it's a single they just dropped for their upcoming album. Oh my gosh, new music. One of my all-time favorite prog bands, and they haven't made an album since Asymmetry dropped in 2013. Wow. So I'm beyond excited for this new one. And judging by the single, it's gonna be awesome. All right. We've listened to some Karnivool, and I remember having very positive reactions to it. Oh. Fantastic. There's like, it's so jam-packed with fantastic moments and choices and things that I can't get to them all. But I will say, I love how in the chorus when it goes da, 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 which is kind of a triplet thingy going on, the kick drum does that rhythm along with him. Da, 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 da. Well, the rest keeps going. Such a nice touch. They didn't have to do that. It's just, but it reinforces that rhythm even more. And the contrast, like the moments they cut out the band and it's just the vocalist, like there's that one like half second where it's just just like so many amazing details. It's really well produced. And the phrasing was really cool too, like kind of unpredictable. There are moments where I'm like, I have no idea how long this bar is going to go along, go on. I'm kind of just along for the ride. Like, yeah, so surprising. So many twists and turns. But with repeated listens, I get to know it. But it's not the kind of song that you can just go, oh, just like this and that. It's a little more complicated and a lot of chord movements, mostly power chords that I could hear, but lots of them. Like they were just, I definitely heard a flat 6, but I heard pretty much every other one as well at some point. They were just, there's even a little bit of a Phrygian, there's a little Phrygian, thing that happened at some point. But yeah, it was just all over the place. Still can't believe we're writing new melodies. Like it happens every day. It's incredible. There's a lot of notes in these melodies. And I think the whole time, at least during the chorus, the singer is double tracked an octave below. At least once. I mean, there might be two, double tracking on the upper octave and double tracking on the lower. I don't know how they mixed it, whatever, but there's you have that parallel octave movement, which is just such a cool sound. We heard that earlier in a different song. What was it? But yeah, highly recommend playing with that if you do vocals. It just sounds like really cool. You just have to, you have to either be able to sing, you probably have to have a decent range to do so, or you can use some kind of pitch tool to pitch down I wouldn't try to pitch up the high one. It might sound weird, but you can pitch down. What was that? Is that Pax? Oh, the lower one. Okay, so good. Wow. Thank you, Eric. All right, next up is Volmar's request. 07, I have seen. I don't know if I know this one. Oh, I forgot to say how cool the hi-hat was on the okay, sorry. And I think it was in 12/8. Okay, anyway, sorry. That was so disrespectful to 07. groovy. Those claps at the end. Tasty, tasty groove. They always have tasty grooves, 07. Nice, dry, really dry drums. Beautiful singer, Moses. And the da-da-da. I couldn't help but think of all the songs that have that same line because it's got this really hopeful sound to it. It really depends on what's set around it. Like The Great Below has that, but it sounds a lot more haunting, you know, because everything else around it's so dark. But, you know, I'll put it in the same key. Right. And The Wretched. The hopes and pride. Also, oh, when the saints go marching. Can we talk about this, though? This whole... That thing was so good. So I've talked about this before, but you can do this thing. I don't know what it's called, but say you've got either a major chord or a minor chord, and then you move the root in the fifth. So it's the bottom note of the chord. Okay, if it's in root position, whatever. You move the root and you move the fifth a half step over one direction, and it makes it the opposite quality of the chord. And so the third stays in the middle and it doesn't move. That's the anchor point. This is a strange place to have a common tone between two chromatic chords. It's really cool. So like in this case, that's what they do here. So this is the common tone. But then they did it seventh chord style. So they have da da da, sorry, da 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 da. Then they go da da, common tone, da da. And what was cool is that it's not just the third that stays; it's the seventh. The seventh doesn't move either. So I haven't heard that move done as a seventh chord before, and so it was very exciting for me. It's just really pretty. I was like, "What is going on?" Also, the placement of it is a half step above hum, so it also has like just a really unusual feeling because the songs, you know, I don't know, it definitely had some mode mixture, but then it goes, sorry, fuck, cool but wrong. I don't know, just all over the place. So pretty. Nice. All right. Next up is Matthew Murdoch's request. And he said, I have been really getting into the side fields and vocal stacks in SM Town stuff, K-pop lately. To me, Red Velvet is one of the best produced vocal teams in the world for the last decade. I mean, they throw everything plus the kitchen sink into their stuff. And to me, it still really works. It will probably be too sugary for most people's tastes. Wondering what you think of them. You can probably just randomly pick one of these three, but if I have to choose, I would say Cosmic as it's their most recent. Well, then we're going to do that one. Cosmic by Red Velvet. Okay. Wow, the graphics are so cool.
Story, it's electric. 너를 별난 사건 첫 번째 별은 차가워 몇 번째 은하를 건너 멋대로 불시착한 그대란 낯선 이 방에는 버려둘까 솔직히 너무 신경 쓰여 재미삼아 놀려줄까 Hey what did you do to my mind 네가 궁금해져 밤새지 못할 수도 있어
Wow, nice. ABBA. flat 6 chord.
이런 깜짝참이란 곰곰이 생각해봐도 물음표야 낯선 이 소통도 너에게도 내가 낯설지 외계인 보듯 보던 걸 상처받을 수도 있어 내 별의 시간은 천천히 흘러가 넌 서두르지 않아도 돼 어쩌물인 주인 없는
Lots of 7 chords here. Like all of them.
작은 유성 조금 더 머무르면 어때 나의 별이 조금 외롭대 아껴둔 노래 들려줄게 Love is cosmic I'm riding on your rhythm through the solar system Come with me yeah. 우린 이 밤을 건너
Reminds me of Creep somehow.
너는 성큼 다가와 끌린 손 내밀며
I'm gonna sing Creep over the next chorus. Just
함께 떠나자 해 보지 못한 것들 찾아 해 I just can't
And that part,
say
okay.
What the hell? I can never say goodnight 'cause your love is cosmic I'm riding on your
Okay, but then it starts over again.
the solar system come with me 우린 이 밤을 건너 둘이 cosmic love
That's still cycling. Never mind.
cosmic love 이 밤을 타고 cosmic love yeah
Okay, I have to say, I really appreciate how inventive they were. This is a pop song, but it was not predictable. I mean, at least not. I mean, the melody, there were lots of pop hooks and stuff, but like the chord changes were not predictable. And there were so many different sections too. Like at first I was like, I don't know, is this a pre-chorus? Is this something else? Like, the phrasing of the chorus was a little interesting. Like, it was, sorry, Milo, here you go. Like, when I kept saying, oh, it keeps cycling, is like it doesn't have, 2, 3. It's not 8 bars. It's like 6 bars or something, because it sort of eats its own tail and starts back over before you expect it to. It does that, and then at the second time around, it will actually complete a different way. But at the end there, it just kept to cycling. But that's unusual too, like for a pop song to do that. All the lush, like 7th chords in I don't know what section it was, when there was but maybe that's almost had that city pop influence, maybe a little bit. Also, even though, I mean, clearly this was a huge hit, 44 million views, but it's not like the melodies were there's a lot going on there. Like, to the point where it wasn't necessarily as catchy as some of the pop I'm used to hearing, but that was maybe just the result of them being a little more creative. So I admire that. You know what I mean? Like, they kept it interesting instead of just making it palatable, and like just an earworm. So cool. It was cool. Very well produced, very modern sounding, obviously, like really, clean and not something I would normally listen to. I'll say that, but that was cool, and the visuals are amazing the whole time. You should definitely the beginning. I thought was a visualizer, but then it was like a screen dropped, and then it became a music video, and I was like, okay. And there's some very naturey shots in here that I was really into, but apparently they have they have a little bit of a something horror vibe. A little creepy. Someone said they're sticking with their something horror. I'm not sure I understand that, but the midsummer vibe. Okay, I get it. Okay, I get it now. Cool. But yes, it did have some similar chord changes as Creep in the chorus. It has the same. Okay. So this is called the secondary dominant, and normally it would go to what? I'm trying to remember. Actually, no, it's not. It's not a secondary dominant. It's a whatever. Well, it's not a chord that belongs in the key. Let's put it that way. It's borrowed. It's mode mixture. Oh, that did sound really cool, didn't it? That's cool. Okay, anyway, and then there was another part that reminded me of Radiohead. It happened just once. But I can't remember what song it reminded me of. And then, they changed the ending. They didn't do the same chord. But this is a very popular chord progression. Clearly the Hollies, Lana Del Rey, Radiohead, all into it. Oh, also I think Vampire by Olivia Rodrigo also uses it, right? I think so. Cool. All right, thanks, Matthew. Next is Ruben's request, which is Tricky. Oh, cool. Pumpkin featuring Alison Goldfrapp. Oh my goodness. Just for time, I'm going to skip your commentary. Sorry, I'll put it in the chat so people can read it. Video unavailable. Okay, let me look it up on streaming instead. Okay, I think I found it. Yes, it does sound like a Mad Fun House. That's exactly it. I was going to say Karnivool, but that's not quite. Well, I guess Mad Fun Houses are in carnivals. I like the guitar. What does that remind me of? Oh, that Nine Inch Nails song. Something from The Fragile. The mark has been made. That feels like a fever dream to me. Like, yeah, like I'm lying down and I'm sick and I'm delirious. I'm seeing things. I don't know how it feels. And Alison is like totally improvising. She's just, so that also gives, and I don't, it sounds completely improvised to me. Lyrics and, not 100% sure if she was singing words. So that also lent itself to feeling sort of trippy and bizarre and unreal, just like something mangled. And the light would be like really low and orange. That's kind of how it's interesting. Wow. It's quite the vibe. Thank you, Robyn. That's the 30th anniversary of Tricky's album. Okay, cool. My first exposure to Tricky knowingly was when he had an acting role in The Fifth Element. I know that wasn't he rapping on I know he had been rapping in some songs that I was listening to, but I didn't know who he was. I thought that was him. Did Björk and Tricky have a relationship? What? Interesting. Okay. That's just something that Google said. Oh, by the way, while we were doing this, I got an email. Collaboration opportunity with Dyson. They make vacuum cleaners. And they sent me an NDA. That's it. No, thank you. Okay. Next is Beck, Lazy Flies. Bob's request. Excellent.
Lazy flies are hovering above. The magistrate, he puts on his gloves and he looks to the clouds, all pink and disheveled. There must be some blueprint, some creed of the devil inscribed in our minds. A hideous game vanishes in thin air. The vanity of slaves. Who wants to be there to sweep the debris? The honest dead horses that ride in the sun. A life of confessions written in the dust. Out in the mangroves, the minor birds cry. In the shadows of sulfur, the trawlers drift by. They're chewing dried meat in a house of disrepute. The dust of opiates and syphilis, patience, ambrosia vacations. Fear has a glare, traps you like searchlights. Puritans stare. Their souls are fluorescent. The skin of a robot vibrates with pleasure. Matrons and gigolos carouse in the parlor. The hand grenade eyes, impotent and blind. listen to him. The memory of slaves. Who wants to be there to sweep the debris? To harness dead horses, to ride in the sun. A life of confessions written in the dust.
I haven't heard this Beck song before. It is so chromatic. It's also in 3/4, which is not that common actually for rock music. And because it's kind of like not really clear where you're supposed to put the snare. Like not what you're supposed to, but where the snare goes so that it sounds good. And interestingly enough, in this one, the snare is it's just kind of like, now I'm here and now I'm just gonna go here and now, it's sort of, it's not really doing its role as a snare. It's sort of just like a fun drum sound that hits sometimes when you don't expect, which I thought was very playful. And mostly major chords. I don't think I heard a whole lot of minor chords, if any. So it's got that cool Beck sound. I feel like he's, really lots of major chords that are sort of mixed between all sorts of keys and things. It's not like the tonal center changes. It's just mode mix. And I didn't really hear I guess there must have been a kick drum, but it was mostly just like a low boom, which I think someone said sounded like a timpani, and I'm inclined to agree. It did kind of sound timpani-like. I'm not sure if it was actually a timpani. It could have just been... No, I guess it must have been. You can't... it have to be like a massive floor tom or something hit with a mallet, maybe? I don't know. Or maybe hitting the kick drum with like a soft... Like a furry soft mallet, possibly. I don't know. But yeah, that was kind of cool. It's playful. That's one of, it's the Beck style I'm more accustomed to. But yes, very chromatic melodies. There's at one point where he just goes like da da da, to deal with all the mixture. That's kind of what happens when you borrow chords from other keys, is you're sort of introducing notes into the available color palette. You're pulling in colors that you didn't have before, and sometimes those colors are right next to each other, so you can do some really cool stuff there. Okay, next is Percepti's request, Karmella's Game, The Pit.
I will throw myself straight into the pit, hoping I hit solid ground. It's a leap of faith that I'd love to take. You can trust me not to drown. I'm through growing, backwards waiting. I'm through living on pause. I'm through growing, backwards for you.
Big part harmony.
Living on pause. I look forward to this situation, forward to this laugh. I look forward to not worrying how I'll be torn in half. I can't stop comparing, was he ever really there? I can't stop comparing, was he ever really there?
What she says is pop punk.
Never really there. I will throw myself straight into the pit, hoping I hit solid ground. It's a leap of
native vocals. How fun. This, I don't know when this came out exactly, and there's no Wikipedia article on this band, but their discography spans 2002 to 2010. And yeah, I would say pop punk pop punk if you just want to collapse the P's into each other. Pop punk is harder to say. But it's got this very like lively juvenile sound, you know, like I imagine they were teenagers or like in their, you know, early 20s. Like that just sounds so young, but they're very skilled. I mean, like really great singer. The production was tight. The execution was really tight too. I mean, just so like, you know, nothing sloppy about this. It was so well put together. And that synth that was following the guitars was so fun. Yeah, and fun chords too. Like, again, not completely predictable at all. Fun. Okay. We still got lots of requests. Let's get to Aaron Sir Lemming's request. Inner Universe by Yoko Kanno, the composer, and Origa, the singer. And I will put his commentary in the chat to save time. I put the link to the song in the chat instead. My bad. Like a big drop. Feels like it's building to something. listen to how vocal style. Okay, not only the vocal style of just like the way that it's being sung, but also the melody writing, like the scale, the movement, whatever, harmonizing or not, how that kind of corresponds to the different languages. Because that part was Latin, and the singer is singing very like a kind of like chant, like oh, or maybe not chant, but like choral. You know, it's that head voice, that choral, oh, and it's that really pure tone that you sing in choirs. And then for the other part, which I think was Japanese, which had all those harmonies, there were lots of parallel like fifths and stuff, which you hear those kinds of harmonies a lot in Southeast Asian music, that kind of thing. And then the first part was Russian. I swear it was Russian, right? Like this part. And this kind of style has a lot of the like vocal flips, not flip, but like flipping to the falsetto or the head voice register, like I don't know. It's just really cool. Gorgeous piece of music. And loved those vocal harmonies. At first I was definitely expecting some sort of like beat drop. Like I felt like this percolating was sort of this engine that was leading us towards something huge. But then when I realized it wasn't, then it kind of took on a different role. Instead of like making me think I'm expecting something, it just became texture and propulsion. But it does remind me a little bit of, God, what is this song that's playing in my head? Some trance song from like my teenagehood that had kind of something from the Deeper Shades of Euphoria double disc set I had. That was really cool. That was gorgeous, man. Oh yeah, even the scales were different. Like the Latin scale was Dorian, no, and then this part was all like minor, I think. And this part. What's going on? Whatever. So dope. Okay, moving on to Gozamite's request. Rinneradio, Lumient from 2003. Okay. And we're going to do a stretch break, because I forgot. Perfect. At the very least, see if you can stretch. I'm also going to like stomp around. Tax was like, what are you doing? To my ground, to my bed. bass clarinet. I think it's a bass clarinet. That's cool. Stretch out that psoas. Very good double track. But solo, it's gorgeous. And that sounds so 2003. Wow. I've never heard anything quite like that. You got this drum beat that's really fast, right? It's got that, it almost has that sound of like, I'm sped up twice as fast as I'm supposed to be or something. You know, it's just like, but it's kind of a gentle beat. Like it's not, you know, a big boomy, like oppressive beat. It's kind of, you know, and then, but it's very fast. And then you have these slow pads swirling and kind of spacey, playing these chords, like a lot of seventh chords, which just chills everyone out. Seventh chords just chill people out. I should say a certain kind of seventh chord. Major or minor seventh chords just have this chill sound. And then the slow moving clarinet. So those are just a really cool sort of contrast between the speeds, the perceived, I mean, it's all the same tempo, but it feels like, you know, something's moving very slow. It's moving very fast. So it's cool. Neat. I'm going to continue to stretch for the next song because I'm not ready to sit down. Sitting down, starting to like not feel as good as it used to, and standing and moving around feels better. And I'm grateful for that because, you know, sitting is not that good for you. All right, next is Off by 50's request, which is Shiner, the Situationist. And they said, the band is an all-timer for me, and this album might just be their best work. They also have a new one coming out soon. Yay, cool. I like Shiner.
Simple kiss of time.
Ooh.
One fan thread, a thimble full of lies. Simple kiss of time. One fan thread, a thimble full of lies.
5, 6, 7. 7. kiss a cat with lip gloss on. Oh, love a good triplet. Phil. Sus chords. Wait. Think. And my brain's like, no, they're just power chords. I'm like, no, they're sus chords. I've heard some Shiner. I don't know what album it was from or even what the name of the songs were, but I really liked them. I think it was my student, Eric, who played some really good Shiner songs, and they were from his hometown or something. I love the drummer. Just great drums. Maybe I'll just do my live streams like this. Hello, welcome. I don't know what to say. It was good. Okay, I have to keep going. Sorry. Okay, Jimbo KW requests The Chad Who Loved Me by Mansun. Not Manson. Mansun. Lydian. It's so magical. I love the strings. Yeah. sauce. God, I love strings. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Very interesting. Like, it kind of had that, like, almost like Pink Floyd, but super cinematic. And then with, but the vocals reminded me of something completely different. Because there's a little bit of that, like, muffled processing on it, right? A little bit. I can't think in general anymore. I think my brain is, like, shutting down. But But yeah, so much modal interchange, and I really need to make a video about it. I mean, I'm still in the discovery process of mode mixture. It's not like I'm an expert. It's just like this construct that I keep coming across and experimenting with my own music, and there's like so much there. But I could at least do a little intro to it. And I think I did make a video called How to Spice Up Your Chord Progressions or something for the educational tier on Patreon. So I need to just look at that video and see if it's like good enough to just publish. If I want to change something about it. But it really, I mean, man, honestly, it probably...
Hi, sweet boy. Did I wake you up? Oh my god, so cute. Do you want to smell my feet?
Anybody else's cat really like feet? He likes my feet more than my hands. Sweet boy. But yeah, it's something I would recommend to anybody who wants to create something that feels different. How to do it? Well, watch my video. No, I'll... Okay, we have to keep moving. I'm really gonna try to get to the rest of the songs, but we'll see if I hit my limit. If I start to feel like I hit my limit, I could just play parts of the songs. But we still have like 8 to go, so yeah. Okay. Thank you, Jimbo. That was fantastic. Next is Kai's request. Robyn, Indestructible Acoustic. Okay. That's a quote from something.
I'm going backwards through time at the speed of light. I'm yours, you're mine, two satellites, not alone. No, we're not alone. A freeze frame of your eye in the strobe light, sweat dripping down from your brow. Hold tight, don't let go. Don't you let me go. And I never was smart with love. I let the bad ones in and the good ones go. But I'm gonna love you like I've never been hurt before. I'm gonna love you like I'm indestructible. Your love is ultramagnetic and it's taking over. This is hardcore and I'm indestructible. Hands up in the air like we don't care. We're shooting deep into space and the lasers split the dark. Cut right through the dark. It's just us, we ignore the crowd dancing forward to the floor. Beats in my heart. Put your hands on my heart. And I never was smart with love. I let the bad ones in and the good ones go. But I'm gonna love you like I've never been hurt before. I'm gonna love you like I'm indestructible. Your love is ultramagnetic and it's taking over. This is hardcore. Ooh, and I'm gonna love you like I've never been hurt before. I'm gonna love you like I'm indestructible. Your love is ultramagnetic and it's taking over. This is hardcore and I'm indestructible. And I indestructible. Your love is ultramagnetic and it's taking over. This is hardcore. Ooh, and I'm gonna love you like I've never been hurt before. I'm gonna love you like I'm indestructible. Your love is ultramagnetic and it's taking over. This is hardcore, and I'm indestructible.
Wow. I have not heard the original. I'm pretty sure. I didn't recognize it. But you can still hear, it's almost like I can still imagine and hear like that it had a drum beat. Just the way she's singing. She's singing very, you know, like, yeah, it was interesting, but crazy good arrangement. I mean, they really went all out on the strings. It was quite a feat to accomplish, but it was beautiful. She's cool. I always got her and Robyn S mixed up when I was like a teenager. When they would say Robyn, I'd be like, which Robyn is it? Okay. That one changed key a bunch of times, by the way. Okay, next is Evan's request. Greetings and salutations. My humble submission is Fun City by John Barry. Okay. This is from 1969. There's so many ways you can fill in the space. They're fun. Nice. That was very jazzy to the point where I don't think I could analyze it in any I mean, in some amount of time, yes, but not in the time allotted. But that was very well done. I don't listen to a lot of jazz. I listen to a lot of music inspired by jazz, but I found that very pleasing. Like, his solo was so tasty. Oh my God. But yeah, the slow tempo gave all this room for reinventing the rhythms. It was very cool. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the songs by the newer members, if that's okay with y'all, and then call it a day. So we're going to play Christopher Riley's request, which is The Gathering, Herbal Movement. Like kombucha? Reverb. Woo. Fabric softener of the mind. Pretty. Come on. Oh. Makes everything easy. And we slide down. Slide over you. Damn. Makes everything lazy, and we die down. Guitar. Slide over you. my god, that was so good. I regret that, like, I've sort of reached my limit. Like I just can't seem to rally to, like, analyze music anymore. My tiredness caught up with me, unfortunately. But I just want you to know, Vorlanesque, that was just pristine. I will listen to that again. So much about that I loved and appreciated. They kind of just nailed it on all fronts. And it's the kind of thing that gives you this feeling that just stays with you. Like, I still feel like I'm in the song, you know? Oh, wow. All right, let's do Chris Sutton's request. Jeff Rosenstock, The Beauty of Breathing. It says the ultimate happy melody / sad lyrics combo. Okay, we'll see. That's a bold claim. Video unavailable. Okay.
Why did they do that?
Chris, it's okay. See what you mean. Yeah. Like that last part.
I walk outside and people say, sometimes I just want to say, hey, go away, yeah. So I guess I better stay inside. I've read that if you just sit in a chair and think, or focus in your nervous energy, on the beauty of breathing, you could live a life of real tranquility. But I just thought of every stupid thing that's been keeping me from sleeping.
I love that part.
I close my eyes and it won't go away. I plug my ears but they're ringing out. Hey, 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 hey. It keeps me from believing that maybe someday the thing will work. And maybe I won't feel like a jerk. And maybe the words I said were so common now waiting. Maybe someday I'll wanna breathe. And maybe the people that I meet will lead to a certain future where we're betrayed. I'm so jaded. I'm so that's why I'm so fucking sad.
They're not pretending to even try to hide the meaning. Okay, I see what you mean. I guess I was thinking of, like, how Radiohead can sound like the song itself.
Back to the old.
Sorry, I forgot I wasn't streaming and it just auto plays. I was thinking how, like, Radiohead will have a song that sounds like really sweet and, like, kind of happy, kind of like easygoing, and then you listen to the lyrics and Tom singing and you're like, oh my god. But this was different. This was that kind of pop punk sound again, right? Like, kind of, you know, I don't know if pop's the right term, but you know what I mean. It's like very, like, kind of punk. It's not like fuck the government. It's like I am on my skateboard, emo a little bit, you know. And then, but yeah, like I'm so fucking sad. I see what you mean. There's some nice chords in there. You know me. I'm a harmony junkie. I'm always going to find the nice chords. Little unexpected twists and turns that I love. And, yeah. Green Day vibe. Yes, exactly. Okay. All right. I think we're going to call it there. So I want to extend a personal apology to Cicero, Clores, Hexana, and Joseph. I'm sorry I didn't get to your song today. But the songs that were played were fantastic. So thanks again for an amazing month of song requests, y'all. You're nailing it. All right. Well, if you're watching this on the replay and you're not a patron, you can join if you want to request a song. And if you're new, I'll play it. And if you're old, by old I mean you've been here for a long time, then I might have to boot you off the stream, or boot you off of the list, and I'm sorry about that. But you forgive me, right? Okay. I will see you next month. I'll see you before that because, stuff. And have a fantastic day. Also, just want to say, sorry if it's really weird for you to watch me stretch. I am, don't know kind of what to do about that. I guess I could leave. I could, go off camera and stretch. Maybe I'll do that next time, so I don't have to worry about it. It's weird. I know it's weird. It is, but I'm trying to be healthy and feel good. So we'll figure something out. Okay. Bye, y'all.